Twin City Sports Talk. Bruce Kramer, Trevor Kramer, back at you again with a great episode planned today. We got some Twins trade talk about the big guys in this clubhouse, where they could go, what we could get back from them. It's a Wolves and Wild game day. We'll get into that more, and we have some more positive Gopher football news. It's rare, but yeah, we have it. We got it all today. We got a bunch of episodes jam-packed for the next few days, so it's going to be a good weekend. Trevor, did you have a good day today?
I did. Just chilling at the home, so can't complain.
Yeah, nothing better than that. All right. I think first off, we shall get to some Minnesota Twins trades, because this is where all the rumors are at. This is where this franchise is at as a whole right now. All right, so I put together, I think 6 teams that I look through all their prospects and look and kind of found where I want the Twins to target positions and what we could get back for certain guys, because there's some teams that are more heavy, like the Red Sox. I didn't do the Red Sox today, but the Red Sox have been really going after Joe Ryan for a while. The Braves are obviously Byron Buxton's number one location he would want to go, so I did a couple Braves prospects. But yeah, I think we'll just get right into it. So one report that I saw from Jeff Passan is that the Yankees will enter maybe like the sweepstakes and kind of pull to get Joe Ryan in New York. And one deal that they are very amped up about getting done is maybe a Joe Ryan and Ryan Jeffers deal to New York, which you'd lose your top catcher and your second, first, however people want to categorize it, pitcher. And I think you'd get a pretty good haul back for that, being Joe Ryan, 2 more years of team control on a $4 million contract this next year, 3, 4, something like that. Ryan Jeffers, what was it, 5 or 6 million that he's going to be getting paid next season? So that's nothing in Yankees terms. So yeah, I think I have 5 prospects for the Yankees here. I have, for each one of these teams, I think 1 or maybe 2 top 5 guys that I would for sure want in these trades. And then going down the list, everyone through the top 30 is what I went through. So first one is the Yankees' number 2 prospect, a right-handed pitcher, Carlos Lagrange. He is a 6'7", absolute flamethrower. He's honestly, maybe you could categorize him as a new Joan Duran because he reaches 102 on his fastball and his slider is sitting around 88 to 90 miles per hour right now. It's a 2-pitch mix, kind of like Emmanuel Clase with his, I think because Clase have the, yeah, exactly. But he just had like the 102 mile per hour cutter and then
he was
a
a
slider, right?
Yeah. I mean, he probably very rarely threw a changeup, but
yeah. But this guy's a 2-pitch guy where they're trying to, or at some point they're going to involve a changeup in his repertoire there. But I mean, some bullpen arms do just fine without it. But 102 on his fastball, slider has a ton of movement with being at, it's almost like a super fast sweeper is what the scouting report said about it. He's 22 years old. He was pitching in AA and AAA, I think, last year. So if the Twins, do you think they could get the Yankees' number 2 guy for Joe Ryan and Ryan Jeffers? You get an immediate
both.
Yeah, and that's what I'm getting at here. Both of them being in a deal.
Yeah, I feel like that should do it. Considering, do we remember what Mick Abel was ranked by Philly?
Abel was 3, I think, and Eduardo Tate, the catcher we got, was 9.
Right, and Duran just being a closer, obviously still a very key piece to finish games out. But if you can get one of the top starting pitchers in all of baseball, like a very, very reliable 2, at worst, an ace on some teams, wouldn't be on the Yankees, but as reliable as Ryan is, and then also get Jeffers, who's probably just entering his prime. And like you said, he's still cheap, or both are still cheap. So, yeah, I believe if you include both,
That's the other thing about the Jeffers. I think it'd be a great fit on the Yankees because the Yankees have always wanted to do kind of a catcher
platoon.
A tandem platoon, yeah, where Austin Wells is their lefty right now. He's just a good 230, 240, sometimes 250 hitter, but with which catchers, that's good enough. And he's a lefty. Jeffers is a righty, so it would work perfectly there. And then Ryan, I think he would slip in probably at their 3 or 4 because it's Garrett Cole, Luis Heel. I mean, but Carlos Rodon was pretty bad for them down the stretch, and I think they're losing trust there. But their rookie last year, Cam Schittler, he was fantastic in the playoffs, and he has some amazing stuff. So I think Ryan, maybe because of the more experience, slips in at the 3. But either way, he is a starter on that team and an impact.
And I was gonna say any team, whether it's Yankees, Twins, or any team, you can never have enough pitching too because you're gonna go through injuries and stuff. So obviously, there's some luck to it too. Some teams just benefit where their pitchers stay durable for the most part, but yeah, you can't ever have enough pitching. So especially too with how New York's always hunting for a World Series almost every year. Makes perfect sense.
I mean, the Dodgers showed you in the World Series why you can never have too much pitching. I mean, that's why they won. But all right, we'll move on from Carlos LaGrange to their number 3 prospect, Elmer Rodriguez. He's a right-handed pitcher, 22 years old. I love his arsenal, and all of his pitches in his scouting report were just clean. They're getting better each year. There's not much on him. He just has a fastball, slider, curveball, splitter / changeup. And it's either really their 2 or 3. If I had to pick one, it would be LaGrange because of that capability with the hard throwing and just the ability to shut dudes out.
Yeah,
but
very, very few pitchers can do that. So
yeah. I mean, Elmer Rodriguez, he's sitting around 96, 97 on a fastball, and he has more control than LaGrange has for sure. But I think I'd still take the 2. If they were offering either one of those, or if they were giving you a choice. Yeah.
LaGrange.
But 2 right-handed pitchers, they're 2 and second and third prospect. One guy that we've talked about on one of our full shows, Trevor, Jack, and myself, Bruce, was Spencer Jones, their number 4. And this is a guy that's going to be on their MLB rosters come next year. I have him down. I didn't take any notes off of the scouting report because I honestly don't think they would give him up because last year he hit almost 30 home runs in AAA, and this was kind of his last year in AAA, just undoubtedly. He's going to be an MLB guy now.
What position does he play? Infield,
outfield. Yeah. He's one of the corner outfields.
Well, even for the Twins' sake, too, if he's an outfielder, I mean, you don't want to get nitpicking when you're talking about top prospects.
Exactly.
You just worry about it in the future, but the Twins almost have not too much depth, but I was going to say depth in outfield is already pretty solid. So.
Well, and they have too much lefty depth in the outfield.
Is that what he is?
Yeah, so he's also a left. I mean, if they offer him for Ryan and Jeffers, I think Yankees fans think, and analysts, everyone thinks Spencer Jones will be good. I mean, the dude has great vision and he has a ton of power. He'll be good in the MLB. So if they offer him, I just don't think they would at all. So that's why I'm kind of leaving him out to dry here. All right, moving on. Number 7 prospect, Dax Kilby. I've mentioned him also on the show. He's a shortstop, 19 years old. His estimated time of arrival is 2029. Obviously, being 19, he has to work his way up a little bit. This was the Yankees' first-round pick in 2025. Phenomenal contact bat through that second part of the year. From when he got drafted, he hit 330 in those 100 at-bats or whatever. And he's also really good defensively. Was really good at the combine and all the prospect games or events that he was at. So
I'm guessing that player was probably in high A. Oh,
yep.
Yeah.
Or I think it was low A actually, but he'll move up pretty quick, maybe. But yeah. Next one, another guy. This is the last guy I've talked about from the Yankees, Thatcher Hurd. He's 22 years old, right-handed pitcher. His estimated time is 2028. So a bit of a slower process here, but he's put up good numbers the past few years. He has a great fastball that has movement, kind of like it's a 4-seam it's a 4-seam, but it has good movement to the side, and 2 seams you kind of see dart in on a right-handed batter and down a little bit. have just that tiny bit of drop on it, but like this four seam has side to side movement, which is just great. And then he has a good slider and curve to go with it. So just a good arsenal there, just a classic. And I mean, it's just mid like speed mile per hour for his fastball, 96 he's sitting at. So
in the middle.
Yeah. I mean, I like that's the thing. I think, do you think if the number 2 guy, LaGrange, do you think you could combine LaGrange with another prospect in the top 30 for Ryan and Jeffers?
So for the last 2 you mentioned, what were they ranked?
Dax Kilby was their 7th, which I don't think you could get him with the number 2. Thatcher Hurd is the 18th ranked prospect. So it's a kind of a jump there. And he's a pitcher.
My gut feeling says no, 18. You might have a chance.
I know you haven't looked at the Yankees prospect pool, but they are filled with pitchers. That's why I think it could be a chance at 18, because above him are a lot of other pitchers, young guys and almost MLB ready guys. So I think you could have a chance at Thatcher Hurd at 18, but it's a stretch for sure. I have 2 more guys from the Yankees. All right. TJ Rumfield, a first baseman. He's their number 25th ranked prospect. He is a lefty first baseman, a guy who would be on a major league team, like some major league teams already, because I'm pretty sure he was 23 or 24, so he's ready. He is 6'5". He's not a great defender right now, but he's a big dude. He's not going to be making these diving plays that all Gold Glove first basemen are going to be making, but he is hitting 280 in his last 2 seasons, both in AAA. So he's shown it for 2 years in AAA, and in those 2 years he had 16 and 15 home runs. So you see a little bit of power sometimes, but for the most part, he's gonna not strike out as much as some first basemen will, and he'll put the ball in play, which I would love for the Twins. And obviously, like we've talked about, very first base needy right now, unless you want to roll with Eddie Julian for a whole year. So
nope. I don't think anyone wants that.
Yeah, exactly.
If he surprises us, then great. But yeah,
I guess I'm forgetting about Cody Clemens. He had a decent year, but either way, you don't want, like you don't want either. So TJ Rumfield, first base prospect. Last one for the Yankees, their 30th ranked prospect, Harrison Cohen, right-handed pitcher, 26 years old. This is another guy, 26 years old, where I think he's 26. They could just sell him. I mean, he's at that point where, are you going to be a contributor on the Yankees, or you can go to a bad team like the Twins and you can contribute there? Because I think he probably, last 2 seasons in AAA, he posted a 1.3 and then a 1.7 ERA. So he's proving it in AAA 2 years in a row. I think I honestly think he would just go right into the bullpen or have a good runway at some point in the year for the Twins. This is a bit of a weird one, though, because his fastball is his problem. He cannot locate his fastball to save his life, but he has basically what the scouting report says, an unhittable slider and cutter. I mean, no guys can hit this. He has a 63% whiff percentage on these 2 pitches combined.
That is crazy.
Yep. And then his splitter changeup, he actually works that in really well too and places it well. But his fastball is where it needs the most work. Like, it's really bad.
Yeah.
So I would love to get this guy. I mean, from everything I've seen with him, I watched a few of his like game tapes of some strikeouts he had. If he can really use his slider and cutter in a productive way like that, I think that would help really any MLB team out.
And he was 26 though.
26. That's the downside.
Yeah, obviously. He hasn't been called up yet, has he? Like, nope. No spot starts.
2 full seasons in AAA. So, yeah. I'm kind of shocked being 26 and posting these stats, a 1.3 and 1.7 ERA for 2 years in a row. I know the Yankees are deep with the pitching, but I don't know.
That almost seems like a guy that could get taken to in the Rule 5 draft.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He's not protected, but
for sure.
But the age being already 26 and no MLB experience, that's where it really is. So
yeah, I mean that's why he's ranked 30th there, and I think I think it could be just another throw-in if you could get them to be like, you guys aren't going to use this guy. He's 26. You haven't used him. Let's throw him in there too. So
that's true.
I don't know. It could be a good piece there. All right. We're done with the Yankees. Overall, I kind of think maybe we could get that second ranked guy and probably just one more guy, maybe that like 30th or like another guy beyond that they find. So maybe 3 prospects, but I think 2 top 30 guys and maybe one more outside of it. You agree with that?
I agree. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah. I mean, LaGrange, I feel like that's got to be your priority.
Yeah, I think
so.
So.
Even Rodriguez was intriguing, but just hearing LaGrange pumping 102 with the nasty slider to add to it, and yeah, that's kind of like a can't miss prospect if you're gonna sacrifice and give up on Ryan, especially
you got to get someone back,
and especially if you're adding Jefferson there.
Yeah, exactly.
Gotta capitalize on that trade. I mean, imagine how many annoyed Red Sox fans are still to the day of the Mookie
If the Yankees pull off this trade, yeah, Red Sox, that rivalry will get even better.
Right.
Yeah. All right, we're going to move on to the Atlanta Braves. I'll go through kind of a little bit quicker, but their second-ranked prospect, J.R. Ritchie, right-handed pitcher, 22 years old. He's kind of like some of the other guys I said, a 3-pitch mix right now. It was just a fastball, slider, changeup, so very ordinary. The control is the bright spot with him. He has good control for being in the minors right now. But he's 22 years old. He'll be up in 2027 or 2028, it says. So it's just another Braves. So, and by the way, the Yankees are looking at Joe Ryan and Ryan Jeffers. If we're thinking about the Braves, it would be for Byron Buxton. That's where Buck is from. And that's where he has said many times he wanted to play sometime in his life. So this would be basically only for Buck. Okay. So that's J.R. Ritchie, number 2 prospect. Number 8, Owen Murphy, right-handed pitcher, 22 years old. Not a hard fastball, but it has like movement. I think his fastball sits at 92 to 94 miles per hour, but it has very good side-to-side movement. And some batters even say it has a little bit of rise, it seems. So kind of like a Joe Ryan fast. But it's weird because Joe Ryan, he has that kind of like side. He doesn't go sidearm, but his arm slot is very low compared to other pitchers. And it causes the fastballs to rise a little bit. But this guy doesn't have like a low arm slot per se. It's just it's weird because it's a slower fastball, but it seems to rise on hitters a little bit. It's maybe just that side to side movement on it. But
how tall or how big is he?
I don't know. Actually, I didn't write it down. I think if I'm remembering correctly, I think he's like 6'1" or 6'2", just normal kind of.
Okay. So I know people always talk with Olbert where his like when he's releasing the ball and how close or the release point is way farther than most others pitchers, obviously because of his length. But yeah.
Here's the thing: if I don't mention the height, that means it's just kind of normal or like a 6'2".
That's true.
And then so if I do mention it, it'll be like he's 9'11" or that's weird. All right. In 2024 and 2025, he had an ERA below 1.5 with lots of strikeouts for I don't remember the strikeout numbers, but lots of strikeouts. That's what I wrote down. That's all I need to know, really. So, I mean, that's Owen Murphy. Welcome to the Twins, basically. No,
yeah. Goodbye, Buck.
Yeah, bye, Buck. We'll just take Owen Murphy, no one else. Just Buck for Owen Murphy. That's something the Polos would do. We want Buck gone. Get anyone for him.
We're going to get rid of the entire team. We're going to make the team bad enough for you to get demoted to the minors as a team.
Perfect. Nice. Next one, number 9 prospect, Connor Essenberg. He's an outfielder, 19 years old. So this guy came in as a pitcher. So he has a cannon from the outfield. They converted him there. And I mean, he was like throwing gas at the mound. I mean, he averaged like 95 when he was a pitcher throughout high school and his years there. Hitting, he's more of a power-based hitter. He's going to have strikeouts. But it's just an outfield bat where you're going to get some homers no matter kind of what level, he's that's what he does. He hits homers and he strikes out. Matt Wallner type. I mean, it's as simple as that, really. But he has a cannon from the outfield, so literally Matt Wallner type.
I may have missed it running down the notes. Do you know how his speed is for outfield, like, or just like his range?
His speed was good. It like on the grading scale on the MLB, like
the 2080
prospect tools, yeah, it was like a 75, which is really good.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah,
no, that's very solid.
Yeah,
Like very good. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you'll see guys with like 80 stolen bases and they're ranked like an 80 or 85. So 75 is good.
Yeah, we'll take
not bad at all. But yeah. And he's not as big as Wallner, so I mean this comparison draws lines somewhere. But like,
what was the name? Eisenberg?
Connor Essenberg. Yeah. He's their 9th ranked prospect. All right. Number 14th, another outfielder. Yeah, their 14th ranked prospect, Diego Tornes. He is 17 years old. Okay, so this is he just got signed out of the Cuban baseball leagues. And I just have 2 words for him. Basically, this is everything his scouting report went through: fast and power.
So
that's they just didn't stop talking about it. He's really fast, great base runner. They didn't talk much about his defense.
We'll trade Buxton for a younger Buxton.
Yeah, well,
speed
basically,
and power.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, a 17-year-old can always be iffy. You don't know how it's so tough
from your MLB ETA unless you're Juan Soto and debut at 19. But
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, well, that's not gonna happen. And what is this outfielder as well?
Yeah, he was an outfielder. Yep. All right, next one. Their 17th ranked prospect, Roldy Munoz, right-handed pitcher. He is 25 years old. He is an MLB ready arm. I think he would slide right into the bullpen. Fastball up to 98. Control is bad with it. That's the main thing there. But a slider with a 52% whiff rate is always something to. It's a 2-pitch arsenal here. He can't place his fastball very well, but his slider has a 52% whiff rate. So if you can. So what do you think you get for Buck? I think for Byron Buxton, being honestly not that heavy of a contract. You said it was $15 million. That's cheap in these days.
Paid,
yeah,
but it balances it out with the injury concern, as we all are aware of here in Minnesota. It's really tough because if you look at his production, you should get more. Or if you're just looking at his production, you'd think he'd get a bigger return. But I think because of the injury concern. And is this 1 or 2 years left on his deal?
2 more.
So, so you gotta kind of account for that. His contract's nearing somewhat soon, but 2 years still at $15 million per. That's a very valuable
deal right there. Yeah, and honestly, if he went to Atlanta, he would sign an extension there.
Is the Munoz prospect? Is he the last one you've got for the Braves for targets?
I got one more. Go
over that one, and then I'll give you my Buxton prediction.
Okay.
If it works.
Yeah. So the next one, the Braves' last one, their 30th ranked prospect, Ellison Joseph, another right-handed pitcher. He's 24. This guy, his control was rated worst out of the 30 prospects, but it's just a guy. Fastball 100. He touches 100 consistently, and his slider is rated great. It was like a 65, which for young guys, for prospects, a 65 is a very good rating for their slider. Good movement in his slider, sits at about 87 to 88 miles per hour. So it's a hard throwing dude, no control, but
yeah. So I mean, intriguing and all, but I wouldn't want him a part of the trade unless he's like a final throw-in.
Yep.
But you're probably gonna want. Well, it's tough because Richie, he was the top prospect, right? He was number 2. Was he their number 2 ranked prospect?
Yeah, Richie was 2, and then Murphy 8, Essenberg 9.
I just don't know if he can get that high, just because it's just with the injury concerns. And Buxton isn't old by any means, but
he's aging.
He's probably peaked at his prime already. So I think you target 7 or 9 between Murphy and Essenberg.
Essenberg is 9. Yep.
And then maybe you get like Munoz at 17.
I agree with you. I would think you'd get 2 of these guys, one top 10 and then one
like a fringe
another
top
guy.
and a
Yeah.
out of the top 30.
Like that's the thing. The 14th, Diego Tornes, the 17. I don't want a 17-year-old. That's just too much baggage. You don't know really anything.
I think, who do the Braves have for outfielder? So obviously
Acuna, and then Michael Harris is their center fielder, and then I forget.
My thing
who
is
their left fielder is.
if the Braves are being a little if like negotiations are going back and forth on Bucks and trade, I almost wonder if you throw in another outfield guys, whether it's like Larnick or Wallner.
Okay.
Just because you only have so many roster spots.
Mm-hmm.
I have more faith.
Jurickson and Profar.
Huh?
So Jurickson and Profar, yeah.
I don't know, but my point being is, if you had Sweden in the offer, I could see Buxton and then an additional outfielder. I just think we have like too many outfielders for guys that are about to come up, or fringe guys like Austin Martin, who's a utility. I don't know. It's just.
No, you're completely right, because there's guys, Walker Jenkins, he should be a year or two out now. Emmanuel Rodriguez, that's another guy who should be here. Yeah, and Gabriel Gonzalez. Yeah, the Polanco trade.
Yeah.
Those are 3 guys that are in AAA and should be getting time this year. I completely agree. I didn't think about it like that. But yeah, you're right.
But yeah, so I think it's fringe top 10 and maybe like Munoz or Tornes for that mid tier. Yeah. We'll say Buxton and then a possible throw in for 2 guys.
Sounds good to me. All right, let's move on from the Braves. Next one I got, because you kind of have to throw them in because you never know. I have the Dodgers here. Dodgers have been linked to Pablo very distantly, not like actively or anything. Dodgers love their pitching. So this one I have technically like 6, but I'm only going to hit 4 of them because the Dodgers' top 3 prospects are all outfielders who are 19 or 20 years old, and they are all contact bats, but are all hitting like gradually more home runs every year. I don't remember the names, but I mean, I don't think you'd get one of their top 3 prospects for Pablo, no matter what, but it's good to like write it down. 3 outfielders are their top 3 prospects. So for the actual people I've written down here, number 7th ranked prospect for them, Emil Morales, shortstop. He's a righty, 19 years old. In his whole minor league career so far, 300, or I think he's been in the minor leagues for 2 years now, 300 average hitter. He has 15 home runs a year. And from all I could read, he is decent on defense. And he can convert to second base too. So I would love a guy like this. He's a bit like undersized. I think he's more of a second baseman sized, if I'm remembering correctly, but has a little bit of pop, mainly a contact hitter. But yeah, I would love Emil.
Even though decent defense is obviously decent, right? In the word, for a shortstop defensively, in the MLB, that's what worries me a little bit. Just because I mean, we saw Polanco play short before he moved to second, and I wouldn't say it was disastrous, but that's such a
he had a good year in 19 when he had to play a shortstop the whole year. But other than that, it was slippery.
Yeah. All right, so that's intriguing.
Yeah. Okay, their number 13th ranked prospect, Adam Serwanowski, left-handed pitcher, 21 years old. I love his arsenal. This is a really intriguing one. His fastball as a lefty is reaching 101 miles per hour as a lefty. So, I mean, we don't see that a ton in the MLB. Unless you're Tarek Skubal, but needs work on his changeup, but his slider is called sharp. It's just a sharp pitch. He places it well sometimes. The fastball being 101. The placement needs a little bit of work, but it's not as terrible as some other guys with control issues for the fastball. So I would love this guy. 21-year-old lefty pumping 101 from the left. I like that.
Yeah, I mean, what was he ranked?
Intriguing for sure. 13th. Not even a top 10 guy, which is just stupid. These types of guys are that far down, and the Dodgers are already like a World Series team.
It's the whole money thing. I think so many of their prospects are the international free agents.
Yep.
When you're bidding on the, what is it? You come in at 16, 17, so.
Yep. All right. Number 24th, my last one for the Dodgers, Kendall George. He's an outfielder, lefty, 21 years old. He had 100 stolen bases last season. 100.
Jeez.
He is one of the fastest players in the minors. Plus, in the last 2 years, he's hit 290 as an average. So he gets on base. He also draws a lot of walks. And he also steals, well, just a light 100 bags every year. Not every year, sorry. What was
only
that?
Triple digits in steals,
Yeah,
no biggie.
Only, yeah. But I mean, the year before that, I think he had 59, but which is still just crazy.
Very
but,
good, yeah. What was his ranking position?
24th.
All right.
A guy who's hitting 290 consistently and stealing 100 bags, 24th. That's not.
Yeah,
that's not
and the position
good
was
at all.
outfield.
Yeah. Yep. So honestly, like maybe for Pablo, you could get that Emil Morales at 7, but if you were gonna get 2 guys, I would honestly target Serwanowski and then Kendall George. Get just a super fast contact bat and then a guy from the left side pitching 101 on his fastball. If you could get that for Pablo, they're 13th and 24th. I think the Dodgers might do that. I think that's fair.
For Pablo?
Yeah.
I don't really buy in. I'm sure they're checking in, but just given how deep they are at pitcher, if that's what the trade was and the Dodgers really were trying to secure Pablo, I think that trade, right? You said the 13 and 24 prospects.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that would do it.
Yeah.
But I just don't see that trade happening. I'm sure they're interested, but just given how deep they are, and I would say,
like I said, it's been like one report. It is distant, like the Dodgers' interest in Pablo, but yeah. I mean, teams are always checking in, no matter what sport or anything. Teams will always check in on guys that are on a trade block or whatever. So
you'd be dumb not to.
All right, this is my favorite guy I looked at today. We're moving to the Mets. So the Mets, just another super money spendy team. They'll trade guys. They'll build teams. They have the money to do it. So they're always one to watch out for too. So, all right, the Mets, they're number 4th. I got a burp. Their number 4th ranked prospect, Jonah Tong, a right-handed pitcher, 22 years old. He won Pitching Prospect of the Year. And let me explain these pitches in depth.
Oh, gosh.
His fastball is basically a riser. Like it is Joe Ryan. His comparison is Joe Ryan for his fastball. And it's better for everything I've seen in the clips I've seen of him. His curveball, Trevor, is 72 miles per hour, has 5 feet of downward break.
Gosh.
5 feet of downward break. That is insane. Drops off a table.
It's like Kershaw's 12-6.
Yes.
Exactly. Is it, do you know for the curveball?
I don't know if it's a 12-6, but
okay. I was going to say that almost sounds more like a 12-6.
It probably is. I don't know.
Yeah. But regardless,
and then his changeup, I don't know if you've played with a guy in MLB The Show like this. It's very rare, but he has what they call the Vulcan changeup, where it basically just drops off the table and darts away from you.
It's an extreme 2-seam, but
exactly. Extreme, the changeup speed. Yep.
Yeah.
Vulcan changeup, a curveball that drops 5 feet. He has a super overhand. Like it's kind of like David Festa, where he leans his body back and then he you know what I mean though?
Yeah.
But a fastball that's a riser, this guy's unhittable. His future is very bright. So I don't know I don't know. He had MLB time last year too, as a 22-year-old. I forgot to mention that. He did have a few spots with the Mets last year. I don't know what you'd have to give up for him, but if they somehow, I don't know. I don't even know if he's even touchable. He is such a rare talent like that.
Yeah, that's your number 4 prospect.
Yeah, 4. That's why I even wrote him down. If he was there
I was
1,
gonna
I wouldn't
say
even
that
have
guy
mentioned
almost
it.
seems like, I don't know. I'm not familiar with the Mets in their rotation, but that almost seems like a guy they're gonna have to just keep in.
That's what I would think.
Keep in the rotation.
The only thing I would say is he wants to be a starter, and he only has the 3 pitches. So and obviously the 3 pitches, like I went through, have like really good attributes by themselves.
If his
like
3 can all if they're as good as we're discussing, it's not ideal to only have 3, but I've seen it work as long as he can control the 3. Because I mean, I always never liked him as a Twin, but when we got Lance Lynn, what's his fastball percentage? Like 85 to 90%, and then very rarely he threw an off speed. But the thing is, if he can locate it and you know where to throw it, I think that'd be fine. So if his pitches are above average, I think that'd be okay.
All right, next is, so that was their number 4. Number 8 is Ryan Clifford. He's a first base / outfield, so it'd be great to get a guy that's versatile like that. He's a lefty, 22 years old. He is on AAA, a consistent 220 to 230 hitter, but this is a guy who's almost hit 30 home runs in the last 2 years, so he is a power bat. You're going to get strikeouts. You're going to have to deal with it because he's going to give you 30 home runs in a year. I think it was 28 and 29 for the last 2 years. His estimated time is 2026. So he should get time next year with the Mets, but that's their number 8 prospect. So first base / outfielder. Good to move on.
Yep.
All right. Number 10, Elian Pena, shortstop, lefty, 18 years old. He only has 1 year of stats, which he batted .292 with 9 homers. He had 36 walks and 36 strikeouts. He didn't strike out much. And there was not a lot with his scouting report. I'm just going off of stats right here. Another very young guy. His estimated time is like 2030. So you'll have to wait a little bit, but promising right now.
What was his rank?
10. All right, I got 2 more from the Mets. Next one is their 16th, Nick Morabito, an outfielder, righty, 22 years old, a 300 average plus hitter, not so much power, mainly contact. He had 50 stolen bases in the last 2 seasons, not combined, like 50 each year, and great defense, like phenomenal defense in the outfield. So another contact guy, not much power. His estimated time is 2027. Could be a guy that I'm interested in. I like the power bats. They're flashy. It's fun to see. Guys hit 490-yard tanks, but I am all about getting a full contact team. And that's the Twins. They don't have a mix of either.
Almost ready for the Blue Jays.
Yeah, and exactly. So it's like, I just want contact, man. I just want balls. I want guys on bases, balls put in play. It's as simple as that for me. All right, this is a very interesting one. Dylan Ross, right-handed pitcher. He is 25 years old. Tommy John surgery in 2022, which the Twins have their share of injuries, which we try to stay away from now.
It makes you think not to trade for them, but it's the Twins doing the trade. So if anything, this is the guy we're going to get.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's what I have that written down too. I have 3 explanation points. This will be the guy right here.
He has arm and elbow issues. We'll take that.
But now he's 6'5". He's a flamethrower. He hits 102 on his fastball. So if you had Tommy John already, he's throwing the ball 102, over 100 consistently. He tops out at 102. Consistently, he's about 99 or 100. And then he has the 2-pitch mix, not 2-pitch, but his second pitch is an 88 to 91 mile per hour splitter, which falls off a table too, with great metrics. The splitter has 900 RPMs on it, 16 inches of drop. So that thing just falls off any kind of table you put there, any height, anything, anywhere he wants to put it, he's going to put it there. He also has a slider and curve, but it's that splitter he has is the perfect pitch off a 100 mile per hour fastball. So great talent. Tommy John is scary, especially for guys that pitch that fast. I don't know. So that was the last one for the Mets. So honestly, the Mets haven't been tied to any like Twins players specifically. It's just a team you kind of have to think about because they spend, they trade, they do anything they can to get a team, and they still have no postseason success. So, but yeah, that is the Mets prospects that we would target. Good there.
We're all good.
All right. Next up is the Phillies. And the Phillies, Trevor and I briefly have talked about it, maybe off camera. I don't know. But Byron Buxton would fit in so perfectly on the Phillies. I think this would probably be the second option behind the Braves because, I mean, Trevor and I have harped. It's like Brandon Marsh. They have just random guys going in center and playing. It's always a revolving door there ever since Bryce Harper moved to first base. So. I know, but like the outfield in general. Yeah. And then they also have Castellanos, one of the worst defenders in the MLB, over there and left most games. So having Buck would add a lot there. I'll go through this a bit quicker. Number 2 ranked prospect, Aiden Miller, shortstop, righty, 21 years old, contact hitter, while drawing a lot of walks and finding some stolen bases. He's got 59 of them last year. And he still gave you 15 homers. So he's a very good mix of homers, contact, and stolen bases. He does everything. His defense, it says, needs a little bit of work, but that's the downside of it. You're not going to be a perfect ball player, or else you'd be in the MLB. Number 3 prospect. This is a guy that's very intriguing to me. Justin Crawford. He's an outfielder, another lefty, which I guess we want to stay more away from the lefties in the outfield. I get it, but 21 years old, 3 straight seasons of 300 average, an 800 or over OPS, and then 40 stolen bases in all those seasons. And below 100 strikeouts in all 3 of those seasons, which is hard to do. He had over 300 at bats. He has in each of those seasons under 100 strikeouts in all 3 of those. Super consistent. And right now, he's not considered a center fielder. He'll be a corner outfielder for the foreseeable future right now. But very intriguing guy there. Number 3 ranked prospect, Justin Crawford. All right, number 8, Moises Chase, right-handed pitcher, 22 years old, hard fastball, great slider with a cutter that he can go off that slider. Pretty simple for him. He just needs to hone the control aspect of it, but that's a lot of guys in the minors. So hard fastball sitting at about 96, 97. And then a good slider and cutter, 3-pitch repertoire there. Pretty simple one there.
Yep.
All right, another guy I've talked about, Keaton Anthony, first baseman, a righty, 24 years old, 3 years of pro ball, all over 100. Or sorry, not over 100 average. That'd be terrible. All over 300 average, and all 3 of those years he had under 100 strikeouts. So kind of like the 3 ranked prospect. But he also at first base won a minor league Gold Glove. So another, I think, good defensively, and he's going to give you a lot from the plate. Yeah. Perfect. Number 16, Wen-Hyu Pan. Right-hand pitcher, 23 years old. He has had 2 great years. Fastball gets up to 99, but usually sits up at 96, 97. Has a mid-80s mile per hour splitter that's crazy because it basically has no spin. It's almost like a knuckleball. The RPMs are some of the lowest in the league for like a normal changeup splitter. This pitch for him has a 63% whiff rate. So 63% of the time that players swing at this pitch, they miss, which is super high.
Yeah.
Next one, 29th ranked prospect, Cody Bowker. He is a 21. I can't read my handwriting here. 21 years old. And I can't even read his position right here. Sorry. Right-hand pitcher. This is another Joe Ryan comp. He just pounds the zone with his fastball, exactly what Ryan does. And then he has a good cutter change to go and slider to go off of it. But his fastball, it rises on hitters too. And he has that low arm angle, very Joe Ryan-esque.
There we go.
So All right, I think that's it for the Phillies, and yeah, so Byron Buxton to the Phillies. Personally, I think maybe you get the top 10 guy and then one of the other guys, Keaton Anthony, the number 15, 16, or 29th. I think you get two in a deal.
Yeah.
I mean, we've already discussed the metrics with Buck's contract and everything, but yeah.
Yeah, no, I think it would be one of the top guys we've mentioned, and then that mid-tier to round it out. Especially if that's kind of what you got for Duran.
Yep.
So
I was impressed with how many guys the Phillies had. There was more guys that I wanted to write down, but these ones stuck out to me the most. But
yeah,
Phillies have quite an impressive system right now and a good team. Okay, that's the last team I did. Unless there's another team that you can think of, but I think that's really all for the trade.
I mean, I'm sure you could probably throw in like Toronto or Seattle too.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
How well they played, but in any sport, I mean, teams that go on a deep run one year, a lot of times disappoint or can't run it back. So,
yep.
But yeah, no, exactly. I think we're good with those teams.
Yeah. So I think we're good.
Till we hear more like rumors.
Yep. Exactly.
Or I'm sure there's gonna be plenty of rumors, but at least more reliable and consistent ones we can discuss more as time goes.
Yep. And then, folks, the money side of the Twins, we're going to be devoting an episode to that kind of early next week and seeing what the money would be like after making some of these trades, maybe, or if they don't make any trades, we'll go through all that sometime at the start of next week. Real quick, before we get to some predictions about a Wolves and Wild game tonight, we got to talk some Minnesota Golden Gophers.
Row
the boat, Sky-Uma. Go Gophers. All right. Gophers just wrapped up their this year's recruiting class, and they came in at 29th ranked in the nation. That is the highest ranked Gophers football recruiting class in the entire history of Gophers football. So great job, PJ Fleck. Row the boat. Yeah, I mean they kept the top three guys in Minnesota home: Roman Voss, Andrew Trout, and I'm forgetting the guy from Forest Lake, a D lineman, but 2 4-stars out of Minnesota. They got 5 4-stars combined, and then basically the rest being all 3-stars. A lot of intriguing guys, and that's another episode that I don't know if anyone will join me for that, but at least me or maybe some others will be talking about a few guys and talking about the whole recruiting class as a whole. For right now, we got other things to worry about, but that will come either this weekend at some time or next week. Gophers deep dive in their recruiting class. All right, next thing real quickly for the Gophers. The Gophers have been kind of predicted or slated for these bowl matchups. And you, Trevor, this is just maybe a fun thing, but you tell me which one is more likely. And this is really no information. It's just an opinion, I guess. But they are slated to play in the Pinstripe Bowl again, which didn't they play? Who did they play? Syracuse? Yeah, in the Pinstripe. So the Pinstripe Bowl is played in the Yankees baseball stadium. And they would either be playing most likely either Duke or Pittsburgh because it would be an ACC team, which this is a weird one because Duke is actually playing in the ACC championship game at 7-5. So this is kind of dependent on if they lost. But Duke or Pittsburgh in the Pinstripe Bowl, or you could see in the Music City Bowl in the Titan Stadium in Nashville. They're kind of lined up to play LSU in that game. So LSU versus Gophers. I feel like that could be kind of fun. LSU's been a huge
that would be this year. That sounds a lot more intriguing and all that.
And also you'd kind of maybe stay away from a terrible environment, maybe in or like weather wise, than New York in December or January, whenever the game would be. Next one is the Guaranteed Rate Bowl. That would be against the Big 12 squad. The two that stick out are Kansas State and Iowa State. Maybe a border battle. Cyclones, Gophers.
Yeah. Well, then Kansas State has that. Is it Avery Johnson?
Yep, Avery Johnson at QB. Mm-hmm.
Oh.
They have a big, bad situation at running back, Dylan Edwards. I don't know if you saw he transferred mid-year here after playing like 6 games. So, yeah, that is it. So I think we kind of agree. The LSU Music City Bowl would kind of probably be the most interesting one there.
I agree. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. It is time to talk some Minnesota Wild. The Minnesota Wild travel to Calgary on their Canada trip. They got Vancouver after that to end that Canada trip. I was just saying them. And Calgary, 9-15-4 are the Flames. Wild beat them earlier this year, 2-0 in Jesper Wallsted's first shutout of the year. We got Gus in net tonight. I'm going to go over just a couple metrics real quick for each team. Goals, just goals scored in general. The Wild are 23rd in the league. The Flames are 31st. Power play percentage, the Wild are 7th. The Flames are 29th, which is good because the Wild are second in the league in penalty minutes. They have the least amount of penalty minutes behind only one team. Should have checked who it is, and I didn't. All right, but the PK, penalty kill, the Wild are 21st. That's kind of maybe the one negative over this year for the Wild so far. The Flames are 9th, so that's the one thing. That's the one thing that the Flames have over the Wild going into this game. The Wild are getting healthier. They don't get anyone of significance back tonight off the injury list or anything like that. But like I was just saying, the Wild kind of outmatch Calgary everywhere on the ice. Calgary's, their lead scorer is Mr. Kadri, who's been in the league for 16 years now. And their goalie is Dustin Wolf tonight. He is set to start, and he's not having a good year either. He just earned his spot back by their second goalie, letting up 4 goals last game. So he is back. So any other thoughts going into that game, Trev? I mean, the Wild have been on a heater.
No. I almost feel like this is one of those weird trap games. A game where you fully expect to win. They only had the 1 goal against Edmonton, which was, I mean, we'll take the win. We'll take the shutout. That was fun to see. Yep. But I am a little concerned with offensive showing. I don't know, gut feeling just tells me they're going to kind of let us down here tonight and not win it.
I respect that. I mean, they just had a clunker against Buffalo 2 games ago, so Buffalo's not good either. So,
are you looking for a score prediction or?
No, not yet. Not yet. We will hold the predictions to after some other talk. But I think you're maybe right about maybe a trap game tonight. One other thing, the Flames are first in the league in most penalty minutes. So you are going to get chances on the peak or on the power play tonight. Like they have committed at least 1, I think at least 2 penalties each game the Flames have. So they're on a historic pace in that department. They actually have double the penalty minutes the Wild have. They have over 380 or 360. The Wild are at 180 right now. Either way, I don't know. It could be a trap game, but the Wild are going to have chances on the power play. They need to convert those, which they haven't been great at the past few games. That's one thing they need to start improving on rapidly. That's a little pregame for the Wild. We'll get our predictions in a couple minutes here. One other thing here, Jesper Wallstedt, he becomes the first rookie goalie in 87 years to have 4 shutouts in 6 games. So, little cool snippet there. And then really quickly, the Wild have a trade rumor going on that they are looking into the Vancouver Canucks forward Kiefer Sherwood. Okay, Trev, I don't know if you're familiar with Sherwood, really. He is leading Vancouver in points this season and in goals scored, which is very rare because this guy is just an aggressive player. And where he would slide into the Wild is really just like a middle 6. He wouldn't be on the top 6 or anything because this guy he would between a line with Nico Sturm, Yakov Trenin, Foligno when he's back, like he would fit in perfectly in some of those lines. He's just in the middle, not like bottom 6, but just right middle. He is second in the league in hits, only behind Minnesota's own Yakov Trenin. But he's a big hitter, and right now this year he's scoring. So I think it would be a great pickup. I don't know what you'd have to get up or give up, but I think it could be a good move for the Wild, and I'll dive into it more in the next few days, see what you would have to give up. But I think it's impressive that he's second in the league in hits, but he's also leading the Vancouver Canucks in scoring. So yeah, so that's impressive. But now we are going to get to the Minnesota Timberwolves game tonight. Trevor, do you want to cover that game, their last game here, and kind of how that went?
Oh, do we really want to talk about it? What a letdown. I think at one point they were down as much as, was it 15? If I remember correctly.
Yeah, I think
give or
14.
take.
Yeah.
Playing from behind for the most part. And then Chris Finch decides to play Anthony Edwards for a good, it was either 35 or 36 minutes straight from the final 6 or 7 minutes in the second, all of the second half, and then the 5 minutes in overtime. What do you finish at? Was it 44 points for Edwards?
44. Sixth straight game with 30 points.
Yeah. So, I mean, at least he showed up, but what a disappointing win.
I mean, going into that game, the Pelicans were 3-18.
But
and they
that's
had,
yeah, I just don't understand how. Maybe you don't got to blow them out because, especially when you're playing those young guys and guys that rarely play, they're going to be playing desperate. But the fact that you can't even win by 10, like low.
I'm saying it went to overtime. I don't know if you've mentioned that, but yeah, it went to overtime.
Yeah, they had to, because what was it? The final 3 minutes in the fourth, the Pelicans between like turnovers and I think some missed free throws.
We should have lost this game.
Yeah, I mean, it was really looking like it. Oh, and how about Rudy Gobert attempting a corner three? Now, if I remember correctly, it didn't hit the rim, so I don't think it registered as a shot attempt. But if you watch the game, he was clearly shooting with the intention of switching that bad boy.
You know what's funny about that is who's like the sideline reporter for the FanDuel team? Like, or who?
Jim Peterson?
No, it's a lady. Like maybe it's like
Katie the reporter.
Yeah, the
reporter. No, I think she's new this year.
Okay. Regardless, regardless, she tried saving that play by Gobert so much because I don't know if you heard this on the broadcast, but she was like a minute later, they're like, don't you have a story about Gobert? And she's like, yeah, actually, he's been shooting at the end of practice. He goes in around the arc and shoots for 10, 15 minutes around the three. I don't doubt he does that, but she's trying to save it. She's like, and he makes some of them. I've seen him make shots.
No, because
he's going to attempt more.
Like, all jokes aside, I do remember seeing stuff online of like him working, I don't know if it's a buddy or a professional shooting coach for technique and all that. And he's way better than you ever see in a game. Obviously, practice and training completely different, no pressure compared to an in game when people are running at you to contest it, or just even if it's an open shot, just real life game time situation. So I think it just makes me think a lot of Giannis. How when Giannis came in the league, however many years. Right, he couldn't shoot at all, and now if you leave Giannis open, he's still below average, but he can make it here and there. And I know a lot of teams still damn shoot, but I don't know if I trust Rudy Gobert ever, on the wing and top, of course. But if he's wide open in the corner and he's not guarded, and they're gonna give him a free shot, and if the shot clock's winding low, rather than forcing a pass that leads to a contested shot at the buzzer of a shot clock, I'm okay with it if he's really been working on it and if he's been showing promise.
Yeah.
But obviously, you really want to limit to those no more than one or two shots. But I mean, still kind of funny to see because I mean, it was on the Pelicans bench side, and you saw them all losing their mind, grabbing their heads, like what is going on. Pretty funny to see.
Yeah. I mean. Okay, if we didn't mention, I don't even know if we have. They have the Pelicans again tonight. They need to win a game against now a 3-19 team who Jordan Poole and Zion Williamson both out injured. Two of their top three scorers are out injured. You need to win this game by 15 or 20 points. It's just you need to. I don't know if they will based on the other night, but you need to. So, I mean, it's just as simple as that. They outplayed. Never mind. Let's just get to our predictions because I'm gonna rant on too much about it because that was so embarrassing the other night.
Yeah, that was a very hard watch.
Yeah. All right, Trev, give me a Wolves prediction. All right. Oh, sorry. For anyone, okay. We are changing up our rules here. We're still gonna do a who wins and the score of the game, but we're also gonna throw in a like player prediction. And for these it can be like about the whole offense or like maybe the whole team. Like the Wolves will score like 50 bench points in a game or something like that. It could be something like that, but we don't want it to be like a layup. So just kind of collectively, we're going to decide if it's like a 50% or lower. I know it's very black and white here. I get it, but like we're going through it right now. We're getting our rules set. So Trevor, score prediction, who wins of the Wolves?
All right, I got Wolves winning.
Okay.
125-103 tonight.
103.
Yep.
Okay. Give me one Wolf
prediction. Nice and slow. Naz Reid will score at least 25 or more points.
Okay. I like that. 25 plus. Okay.
Naz Reid saw Rudy making shot attempts from 3, and he said, oh, gosh, I will play better. I will do the scoring for our bigs.
There we go. All right. I also have the Wolves winning tonight. I think really a lot of people probably would. I got Wolves winning. I'll say I actually do think they're going to take it to them tonight after barely winning the other night. I think they're going to win 133 to 105. Maybe like a 30-point margin. I really think they'll take it to them tonight. And if they don't,
you would hope.
You would hope. I think it should happen. As for a prediction,
well,
I got.
Go ahead. Finish your thought.
I got Dante DiVincenzo hitting 5+ threes tonight. He's been cold recently. I think he'll have just a better night tonight.
Well, no, that prediction kind of ties into one last thing I forgot to mention with the Wolves. Mm-hmm. As mentioned, with Edwards playing the 36 minutes straight from the towards the end of the second quarter for the remainder of second half and fourth quarter, overtime. I almost wonder if you expect an off night and just a reduced minutes from all the taxed minutes he played. So that's where I can kind of see like Dante and with my prediction, Naz Reid, more balanced scoring basically, where you kind of ride the hot hand, kind of attack whatever the Pelicans give you on defense, attack their weakest defender, or just kind of just more balanced offensive approach where I think it'll be a more balanced scoring. I don't think anyone's gonna score a ton of points tonight. If an off night for Edwards, I think he can still get I see Edwards only getting 18, which isn't terrible.
Yeah,
as long as the others are producing. So
yeah, exactly.
So
both of us, Wolves win. Oh, the sounder messed up. We got to get the howl. Boom. All right. Trevor, give me a wild prediction.
Score or prediction first?
Everything. Score, okay. Who wins?
We're going to let it. Flames are going to play better than their overall team stats have shown. I have Flames winning 3-1 tonight. And then for prediction, the Flames will have at least 2 power play goals tonight.
Okay. Have 2 power play goals?
Yeah, 2 or more.
I actually really like that prediction a lot.
Thank you. I really appreciate that you like it.
I like I said, I agree. Maybe a trap game is what you're calling it for the Flames. I can't really get past the Flames. They commit so many penalties, and the there is like a silver lining to that, and it's the Wild have not been good on the power play recently. So I still think the Wild will convert on as many opportunities as they get. I got the Wild winning tonight 3-1. And as for a prediction, would it be you think maybe a 50% below chance if I said a defenseman will score tonight?
I think if you're excluding Zeev Buoy, just because Zeev I know is pretty often.
Excluding Zeev?
Yeah, so if it's like
okay, I'll do that.
Spurgeon, Middleton.
Okay.
Motion playing. Yeah, basically if you exclude Zeev just because I know Zeev's more offensive focus. Because yeah, if you want to kind of lean away from these layups.
Yep. Yeah, and that's why I asked for the opinion. Like, because that's why I asked before I made the prediction.
So basically, any defenseman goal besides Zeev, I think is fair.
Yep. Because I mean, yeah, on the power plays especially, Zeev has gotten a lot more runway on the first line power play. And they trust him to get the puck in the zone a lot. Usually you'd see Kirill, but this is an opportunity. If you can get Zeev used to that, he can set up a good play for Kirill instead of Kirill having to set up others all the time.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, so, all right. I have the Wild winning, so we can't do the Wild goal horn again because Trevor doesn't. But you have to respect it. You got to respect the grind.
Hey, maybe I'll jinx myself for the better half of the state of Minnesota.
I like that. I like that a lot. Other than that, that is it for today. We got some Wild Wolves game day talk, a lot of Twins trade rumors / mock trades. Gophers best recruiting class in Gopher history. So that is it for tonight. We have a lot of good content coming up soon. Follow on Spotify, TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. And enjoy your Wolves and Wild game day, people. Peace out.